Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of testing you. It has a way of pushing you to the limit, forcing you to make choices when it feels like the world is against you. There will be moments when everything seems to be falling apart, when you've done everything right and still life knocks you down. There will be moments when the road you're on doesn't look like the road you dreamed of, when the pain feels unbearable, and when the struggle seems endless. But let me tell you something, that moment is not the end. It is not the final chapter in your story. You see, there's something about being broken that most people don't understand. They think it's the end of everything. They think that when things break, they can't be repaired, that they can never be whole again. But that's where they're wrong. Life will break you. And when it does, it's not a sign of defeat. It's a sign of opportunity. You've got to understand the greatest strength comes from overcoming the toughest challenges. The strongest trees grow in the strongest winds. The most resilient people are the ones who have been knocked down the most, and yet they rise again and again. It's the struggle, the pain, and the battle that forge you into the person you are meant to be. There's a lesson in every struggle. Every setback, every disappointment, every failure is just a lesson in disguise. You can't grow without pain. You can't get stronger without resistance. And you can't know what you're truly made of until you face the darkest times of your life. When life breaks you, it's not breaking you for good. It's giving you the chance to rebuild yourself stronger than you ever were before. I know it doesn't feel like it right now. I know that in the middle of your pain, it feels like it will never end. But you have to trust the process. You have to trust that the broken pieces are not the end of your journey. They are just the beginning of something new, something greater, something more powerful than you ever imagined. There's a fire that's built inside you during the hardest times. The kind of fire that burns so hot you can't put it out. The kind of fire that turns obstacles into opportunities. The kind of fire that will fuel you when you have nothing left but your will to survive. That fire is your determination, your grit, your refusal to give up. You need to fan that fire, let it grow, let it ignite your spirit and push you forward. The world will tell you to quit. It will tell you that you're not strong enough, not good enough, not worthy of success. But let me tell you something, don't listen to that. The only voice that matters is the one inside your head that tells you to keep going. The one that says, I'm not finished yet. The one that refuses to give in to fear, doubt, and uncertainty. That voice is your strength. It is your power. And as long as you keep listening to that voice, you can't be stopped. When life breaks you, it's easy to believe that you're defeated. It's easy to let the pain consume you. But don't let it. You have something inside of you that's stronger than any obstacle you'll ever face. It's your will. It's your heart. It's your mind. When you stand up after being knocked down, when you keep moving even when it feels like you're crawling, that's when you find out who you really are. You're not defined by your failures. You're not defined by the times life knocked you down. You're defined by how you rise. You're defined by the courage it takes to get back up, to keep going even when it seems impossible. Every time you rise, you get stronger. Every time you push through, you grow. Every time you refuse to give up, you become a little more unstoppable. And don't get it twisted. There's no shortcut to greatness. There's no easy path to success. You can't just wish your way to the top. You have to work for it. You have to fight for it. And most importantly, you have to be willing to get knocked down again and again and still rise every single time. Life will break you, but only if you let it. Life will break you, but only if you let go of your will to fight. Life will break you, but only if you stop believing in yourself. There is no power greater than the power of your own belief. You have the ability to turn any situation, any obstacle, into a stepping stone towards something greater. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your choices. Every choice you make, every decision you take shapes your future. So when life breaks you, the question is not whether you can rise again, but how you're going to rise. Are you going to rise with bitterness or with strength? Are you going to rise with anger or with purpose? There is power in your response, and that response determines everything. You see, the moment you decide to keep going, when you make that conscious decision to refuse to be broken, to refuse to be defeated, that's the moment your destiny changes. That's the moment you start to realize that nothing, and no one can take away your power unless you allow them to. So when life breaks you, don't stay down. Don't stay in the dark place. Reach deep down, find that fire, and rise again. You've been through tough times before. You faced adversity, heartache, and pain, and you're still here. You're still standing. And that means you have what it takes to get through anything else life throws your way. You've already proven that you can survive the storms. You've already shown that you can endure. Now it's time to show the world just how unstoppable you really are. Your journey is far from over. The pain you feel today will be the fuel for the strength you'll have tomorrow. The tears you shed today will become the wisdom you carry with you for the rest of your life. The struggle you face today will make the victory that much sweeter. When life breaks you, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your greatest comeback. It's the moment when you become who you were always meant to be. So stand tall, keep moving forward, and never, ever stop fighting. Because you've got greatness inside of you, and nothing in this world can take that away. Resilience in the face of adversity. The speech emphasizes that life will inevitably break you at times, but it's through these challenges that true strength and growth emerge. Resilience is built through overcoming setbacks, and it's the ability to rise after being knocked down that defines your success. The power of persistence. Despite the pain and difficulty, the speech highlights that persistence is key. Even when it feels impossible, the act of continuing to move forward is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Turning struggles into opportunities. Every hardship is framed as a lesson and an opportunity for growth. The speech encourages viewing obstacles not as barriers, but as chances to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. The importance of self-belief. The message stresses that believing in your own power and inner strength is essential. Regardless of external challenges, your personal belief in yourself is the most important driving force in overcoming adversity. The strength to keep going. The speech teaches that real power lies in your response to challenges. It's not about avoiding pain or failure, but about finding the strength to keep moving forward, learning from the past, and using those lessons to fuel your future. Life has a way of testing us. It doesn't care about your plans, your dreams, or your intentions. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It doesn't ask if you feel strong enough. It will throw everything it has at you, whether you're prepared or not, and it will break you down if it can. At those moments, you might feel like the world is turned against you, like every road is blocked, every door slammed shut. But let me tell you something important. It's in those moments of hardship, of failure, of pain that your resilience is forged. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop through experience. It's built in the fires of struggle. It's created when you decide that no matter how hard life pushes you, you're not going to stay down. Adversity is a part of life. It's not a question of whether you will face challenges, but when you will face them. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall victim to their circumstances is the ability to endure, to push through, to stand up after every fall, and keep moving forward. It's not about avoiding failure. Failure will come, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. But it's in those moments of failure that resilience is born. It's how you respond to the setbacks, the losses, the pain that matters most. I'm not going to tell you that being resilient is easy, because it's not. There's nothing easy about picking yourself up when life knocks you down. There's nothing simple about moving forward when you feel like giving up. It's painful. It's exhausting. It's mentally draining. But let me tell you, there is nothing more powerful than the person who refuses to quit. Resilience is the decision to keep going when everything within you is screaming for you to stop. It's choosing to stand up when you feel like lying down. Think about all the times in your life when you faced adversity. Think about the obstacles that seemed impossible to overcome, the times when the weight of the world felt too heavy on your shoulders. Think about the moments when you were at your lowest, when you didn't know how you could go on, but somehow you did. Somehow you found the strength to keep moving. And that strength didn't come from some magical place outside of you. It came from within you. It came from that deep part of you that refuses to let go, that refuses to give in. That's resilience. When life hits you hard, it's easy to feel defeated. It's easy to think that you can't get another step, that you can't go any further. But the truth is, you have more inside of you than you realize. You have a strength, a power, a determination that is capable of overcoming anything that comes your way. The human spirit is resilient beyond measure. It can withstand more than you can imagine. And it's in the moments of adversity that this strength is revealed. When everything seems to be falling apart, when the odds are stacked against you, you discover just how strong you really are. Resilience isn't about being invincible. It's not about never falling, never making mistakes. It's about having the strength to rise every time you fall. It's about having the courage to keep going even when you don't know where the next step will lead. It's about trusting that no matter how hard things get, you will find a way through. Resilience is about fighting with everything you've got, even when the fight feels hopeless. It's about refusing to let circumstances define you. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you are not defeated until you choose to be. But resilience doesn't come overnight. It's not something you wake up with one day. It's something that takes time to develop. It's something that comes from experience. The more you face adversity, the stronger you become. The more you endure, the more resilient you become. Every challenge you face, every setback you encounter is another opportunity to build your resilience. Each time you push through, each time you refuse to give up, you grow stronger. Sometimes resilience comes in the form of accepting the things you cannot change. There are moments when life throws something at you that you have no control over. There are moments when no matter how hard you try, things just don't go the way you planned. It's in these moments that you need to dig deep and find the strength to adapt, to adjust, and to move forward with what you have. Resilience is not about trying to change everything that's happening around you. It's about learning how to navigate the challenges, how to adjust your course when things aren't going as planned. It's about being flexible enough to handle the unexpected and still push forward. There will be days when you feel like you've given everything you have. You'll feel drained, both physically and mentally. You'll wonder how much longer you can keep going. But in those moments, you need to remember something important. Resilience isn't just about being strong. It's about knowing that you don't have to be strong all the time. It's about understanding that it's okay to take a step back, to catch your breath, to rest when you need to. Resilience isn't about constantly pushing yourself to the limit. It's about knowing when to pause, to recharge, and then to keep going. Sometimes the most resilient thing you can do is give yourself the time and space to heal, to reflect, and to regroup. Resilience also means embracing the fact that you will fail. It's about understanding that failure is not the end. Failure is a part of the journey. In fact, it's an essential part of the journey. Without failure, there can be no growth. Without failure, there can be no learning. Failure doesn't define you. What defines you is how you respond to failure. Do you let it break you, or do you use it as fuel to come back stronger? That's the true test of your resilience. The truth is, resilience is a mindset. It's the way you approach challenges. It's the way you view adversity. It's about refusing to accept defeat, no matter how tough things get. It's about saying to yourself, I will not be broken. I will not give up. I will find a way to make it through. It's about holding on to hope, even when everything around you seems hopeless. It's about believing that no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn will always come. And it's important to remember that resilience is not a solitary journey. No one has to go through life's challenges alone. We are all connected, and there is power in leaning on others when you need to. Sometimes resilience comes in the form of asking for help, of reaching out to those around you for support. There is no shame in needing others. We all need help from time to time. In fact, it's through connection, through support, that our resilience is amplified. Life is not about avoiding challenges or hardships. It's about learning how to face them head on, knowing that you are capable of overcoming anything. It's about trusting in your own strength and knowing that no matter how hard life gets, you will always rise again. Resilience isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent, about pushing through, about believing in yourself, even when the odds are against you. The next time life breaks you down, remember this: you are stronger than you think. You are more resilient than you know. And no matter how many times you fall, you will always have the strength to rise again. Persistence is the key that unlocks every door of opportunity. It's the one thing that will carry you through times of uncertainty, through moments of failure, and through the darkest days when the world seems to be against you. When everything inside you is telling you to quit, when the road ahead feels impossibly long, and when the challenges seem insurmountable, persistence is what will push you forward. It's easy to think that success comes quickly for some people, that they are lucky or that they have it easier. But that's not the truth. Success doesn't care about luck. Success doesn't care about ease. It's built through persistence, through sticking with it when others would have given up. It's important to understand that persistence doesn't always mean making progress in the way you expect. It doesn't always mean taking huge steps forward every single day. There will be days when you feel like you're stuck, like you're not getting anywhere. And that's okay. It's not about always moving forward, it's about not giving up. Persistence is the decision to keep showing up day after day, no matter how slow the progress might feel. It's the refusal to quit, the refusal to let setbacks dictate your future. Think about all the times in your life when you've been knocked down. Think about the moments when you felt like everything was falling apart, when it seemed like there was no way out. What kept you going? What made you get back up, even when you were tired, even when you thought about quitting? It was persistence. It was that inner drive, that determination that no matter what happens, you weren't going to let go of your dreams. You might have been tired, frustrated, and overwhelmed, but you kept going. You didn't give up. That's the power of persistence. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up before they ever see the finish line. Persistence doesn't mean that you won't face challenges. In fact, it's the opposite. Persistence means that no matter what comes your way, you will keep pushing forward. You will take the hits, face the failures, and encounter the roadblocks, but you will not stop. You will adapt. You will learn from your mistakes, and you will find new ways to keep moving. Persistence is not about avoiding the struggles, it's about continuing despite them. It's the ability to take every setback, every challenge, and use it as a stepping stone towards your goal. Because let me tell you, every struggle you face, every obstacle you overcome makes you stronger. It builds your character. It teaches you lessons that you can't learn any other way. And with each lesson, you get closer to your goal. People often look at successful individuals and see only the end result, the accolades, the rewards, the recognition. But they forget to see the years of hard work, of sacrifice, of relentless pursuit that led to those results. What people don't see is the persistence behind every success story. What they don't see is the countless hours spent in pursuit of something greater, the late nights, the early mornings, the failures that turned into lessons, and the moments when it would have been so easy to quit. But those who achieve their dreams don't quit. They keep going. They persist. And that's why they make it. It's also important to realize that persistence is not about doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's not persistence, that's stubbornness. Persistence is about being adaptable. It's about knowing when to adjust your approach, to change your strategy, to learn from your mistakes, and then to get back on track. If something isn't working, persistence doesn't mean continuing to do the same thing and hoping for a different outcome. It means understanding that the road to success isn't always straight. There will be detours, setbacks, and moments where you need to pivot. Persistence means adjusting your course, learning from the feedback life gives you, and then continuing to press forward. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is its ability to build self-belief. When you persist, even in the face of adversity, you prove to yourself that you can do more than you thought possible. You begin to see your own strength. You start to believe in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Every time you push through a difficult moment, every time you keep going despite feeling discouraged, you build your self-confidence. You start to understand that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. Persistence teaches you that no matter what happens, you can face it and overcome it. In fact, persistence often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you keep going, the more success you will eventually see. It might take longer than you hoped, but as long as you keep showing up and putting in the effort, success will come. The key is to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. There's a famous saying that goes, success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Every small action you take, every effort you make is a step toward achieving your goal. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but that's when persistence is most important. It's during those times when it feels like you're not making any progress that you need to keep going, because those small efforts are adding up. They are building momentum. They are moving you closer to your destination, even if you can't see it right away. Another critical aspect of persistence is its ability to overcome fear. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to success. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, all of these fears can hold you back if you let them. But when you persist, fear doesn't stand a chance, because persistence is stronger than fear. When you make the decision to keep moving forward despite your fears, you take away their power. You prove to yourself that you can face your fears, that you can move through them, and that they will not stop you from reaching your goals. Persistence is the antidote to fear. It's the belief that no matter what challenges arise, no matter how many times you fail, you will keep going. It's the understanding that fear is simply part of the process. It doesn't mean you stop, it means you keep going anyway. And over time, you start to see that the things you once feared were never as big as they seemed. The more you persist, the less power fear has over you. There will also be times when you feel like you're facing obstacles that are beyond your control. There will be external circumstances that seem impossible to overcome: financial difficulties, health issues, or the challenges that come from other people's actions. But persistence is about continuing regardless of these external circumstances. It's about finding a way even when it seems like there is no way. It's about believing that you can still move forward, even when life throws everything at you. Sometimes persistence comes in the form of patience. There will be times when you can't rush the process, when you can't force things to happen. And that's when you need to trust the process. You need to trust that every effort you make is adding to the bigger picture, even if you can't see it right now. You need to have faith that as long as you persist, things will come together in time. Patience is a crucial part of persistence because it teaches you to stay the course, even when progress is slow. At the end of the day, persistence is the backbone of success. It's what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up. It's the unwavering belief that no matter what happens, you will keep going. It's the courage to take one more step when you feel like you can't go on. Persistence is about showing up every day, giving your best, and trusting that the results will come, even if they don't come immediately. So when the road gets tough and the challenges seem insurmountable, remember this: persistence is the key to everything. As long as you keep going, success is inevitable. And no matter how many times you stumble, as long as you keep getting back up, you will eventually reach your destination. Life will always present struggles. It's not a matter of if they will come, but when. Each person, no matter their circumstances or background, will face difficulties that feel insurmountable at times. Struggles often come in the form of personal challenges, financial hardship, health issues, failure, rejection, loss, and much more. These struggles can feel like insurmountable walls that block your path, like burdens too heavy to bear. But what if I told you that within every struggle lies an opportunity? What if every hardship, every setback could be seen as a stepping stone towards something better, something greater? The truth is, the way you view your struggles shapes the way you respond to them. When faced with adversity, the natural instinct is often to look at the problem at hand and focus on how difficult it is, how much pain it brings, or how impossible it seems to overcome. We see obstacles, and sometimes we allow ourselves to be consumed by them. We allow them to define us, to convince us that they are permanent and that there is no way out. The challenge then becomes not the struggle itself, but the way we choose to respond to it. The difference between those who rise above their struggles and those who remain trapped by them is their mindset, their ability to shift their perspective from seeing obstacles as roadblocks to seeing them as opportunities for growth. Turning struggles into opportunities begins with acceptance. We often spend so much energy trying to avoid pain, trying to keep life smooth and comfortable. But the truth is, discomfort and difficulty are a natural part of the human experience. Struggles are not punishments. They are part of life's design to teach us something, to help us grow. The first step in turning a struggle into an opportunity is accepting that it exists without resistance. Fighting against the inevitable only drains our energy. The more we fight, the harder it becomes to move forward. But when we accept that challenges are simply part of the journey, we open ourselves up to the possibility of learning from them, of transforming them into something powerful. When we accept our struggles, we can begin to see them for what they are: opportunities in disguise. It's important to realize that no challenge is ever wasted. Every difficult moment carries with it the seeds of growth. Think about the times in your life when you've been through something hard, something that you thought would break you. At the time, it may have seemed like the end, like there was no way forward. But as time passed, you realized that you had grown stronger, wiser, and more capable because of that very struggle. You learned lessons that you could never have learned without facing those difficulties. That's the first opportunity a struggle offers, the chance for growth. Struggles force us to face things about ourselves we may not want to acknowledge, but in doing so, they help us become better versions of ourselves. They challenge us to step outside of our comfort zones, to be more resourceful, to be more resilient. Every time you rise from a struggle, you are stronger than before. That strength is something you can carry with you for the rest of your life. Another way to turn struggles into opportunities is by shifting your focus from the pain of the situation to the possibilities that lie beyond it. When we are in the midst of a struggle, it's easy to focus only on how hard things are, how uncomfortable, how unfair. But by changing our focus to what we can control, what we can learn, and what we can do next, we begin to move out of the victim mindset and into a more empowered space. The struggle may not go away, but our perspective on it shifts, and that shift opens the door to new opportunities. Opportunities don't always come with a sign that says, "This is your chance." Sometimes they are hidden behind pain and struggle, and we must actively look for them. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow, to improve, to change the course of my life? Often, the answers to those questions are where the greatest opportunities lie. Struggles can also be a catalyst for change. Sometimes it's only when things fall apart that we are forced to evaluate our lives and make necessary changes. A struggle can act as a wake-up call, a moment of realization that something in our lives needs to be different. We may be forced to reconsider our goals, our priorities, or the way we've been living. Change can be uncomfortable, but it's in those moments of discomfort that real transformation occurs. When life becomes difficult, we are given the opportunity to assess what's working and what's not. We are given the opportunity to shed old habits, outdated beliefs, or unhealthy patterns that no longer serve us. A struggle can force us to take action, to make bold decisions, and to move in a direction that aligns more closely with our true selves. It's in these moments of struggle that we often discover our true potential. The act of transforming struggles into opportunities also involves a willingness to embrace the unknown. Struggles often push us into unfamiliar territory, into situations that feel uncertain or overwhelming. In those moments, the instinct might be to retreat, to avoid the discomfort, to go back to what feels safe. But the real opportunity lies in facing the unknown. When you step into uncertainty, you give yourself the chance to experience new things, to grow in ways you never imagined. The unknown is where true innovation happens. The greatest advancements, the greatest breakthroughs come from stepping into uncharted territory and being willing to fail, to learn, and to adapt. A struggle that seems insurmountable can open up new paths, new possibilities, and new opportunities you would never have found if you hadn't been willing to push through the discomfort. One of the most powerful opportunities that comes from struggling is the opportunity to build resilience. Resilience is not something that is given to us. It is something we develop through facing and overcoming difficulties. Resilience is what allows us to bounce back from failure, to recover from setbacks, and to keep going when everything seems against us. Every time you face a struggle and choose to continue, you are building resilience. You are developing the mental and emotional strength to endure, to persevere, and to keep going. Resilience doesn't come from living a life free of struggle. It comes from facing those struggles head on and learning to navigate them. Every challenge you face makes you more resilient, and that resilience becomes an invaluable asset in your life. It's also important to remember that struggles don't define you. They may test you, they may challenge you, and they may push you to your limits, but they do not define your worth. Your ability to turn struggles into opportunities lies in your mindset, your belief in yourself, and your refusal to let adversity define your story. You can choose to see yourself as a victim of circumstance, or you can choose to see yourself as a survivor, a learner, and a conqueror of challenges. The way you view yourself in relation to your struggles is one of the most powerful factors in determining how you will move through them. Sometimes the struggle isn't just about facing your own personal difficulties, it's about helping others through theirs. Struggles can also create opportunities to connect with others, to share your experiences, and to support those who are going through similar challenges. When you have been through something difficult, You are uniquely positioned to help someone else who is struggling with the same thing. The shared experience of overcoming adversity can be a source of immense strength and connection. Struggles give us the opportunity to lift others up, to encourage, and to inspire. In the end, the key to turning struggles into opportunities is understanding that every difficulty carries with it a lesson, a gift, or a chance to change the direction of your life. It's about recognizing that life's challenges are not roadblocks, but rather stepping stones that can lead you to a better place. Each struggle you face gives you the chance to grow, to evolve, and to become stronger. Each one gives you the chance to rewrite your story, to transform your pain into power. The struggles you face today may be the very things that lead to the breakthroughs you experience tomorrow. And it's through this process of facing hardship and turning it into opportunity that you ultimately become the person you were meant to be. Self-belief is the foundation upon which everything else in life is built. Without belief in oneself, it is nearly impossible to take the risks, make the decisions, and persist through challenges that are essential to growth and success. Self-belief is not just about thinking highly of yourself in a superficial way. It's about recognizing your own worth, understanding your capabilities, and trusting that you are capable of overcoming obstacles. The most powerful thing you can do in this world is to believe in yourself, because when you do, nothing can hold you back. Life is full of doubt and uncertainty. We are constantly faced with situations where we question ourselves, our abilities, and our choices. The world at times may seem to place obstacles in front of us, trying to convince us that we are not capable, not good enough, or that we do not deserve success. We are bombarded with messages, both internal and external, that try to undermine our self-worth. However, it is in these moments that self-belief becomes crucial. Without it, we will easily be swayed by negativity and fear, leading us to give up on our dreams and settle for less than we are capable of achieving. But with self-belief, we become unstoppable. It is the force that propels us forward, that pushes us past our limitations, and that drives us to reach for the life we truly desire. Self-belief is the ability to look at your own reflection and recognize your potential, even when the world around you doesn't. It's about trusting that you have everything within you to succeed, regardless of how many setbacks or failures you may face along the way. Believing in yourself means not waiting for someone else to validate your worth or to give you permission to pursue your dreams. It means understanding that you are the one in control of your future, and that your actions today are shaping the life you will live tomorrow. When you truly believe in yourself, you are able to take the necessary steps to make things happen, even when it seems like the odds are against you. One of the most significant barriers to self-belief is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. All of these things can stop us from taking action, from stepping outside of our comfort zones, and from striving for what we truly want in life. But here's the thing. Fear is a natural part of the human experience. It is something that everyone feels, regardless of their level of success or experience. The key is not to eliminate fear, but to face it head on and not let it dictate our decisions. When we believe in ourselves, we are able to face fear with courage, knowing that we can handle whatever comes our way. Fear becomes less powerful when we trust in our abilities and when we take steps to confront it rather than avoid it. Self-belief is the antidote to self-doubt, and self-doubt is one of the most destructive forces in a person's life. It's easy to listen to the voices in our heads that tell us we aren't good enough or that we don't have what it takes. These voices can be loud, persistent, and convincing. But those voices are not the truth. They are simply the product of our fears and insecurities. Self-doubt makes us question our decisions, our actions, and our worth, often leading us to self-sabotage or to give up before we even try. But when we have self-belief, we can silence the voice of doubt and replace it with a voice of encouragement, one that reminds us of our strengths and our potential. With self-belief, we are able to acknowledge our doubts but not let them control us. We are able to move forward anyway, knowing that we are capable of handling whatever challenges come our way. Another crucial aspect of self-belief is the willingness to fail. So many people are paralyzed by the fear of failure that they never take the first step toward their goals. But failure is an inevitable part of the journey to success. It is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. Every failure is a lesson, a chance to learn, to grow, and to become better. Without failure, there can be no success. Self-belief allows us to view failure not as a reflection of our abilities, but as a natural part of the process. It allows us to see failure as an opportunity to try again, to approach things differently, and to ultimately get closer to our goals. When we truly believe in ourselves, we understand that failure is not the end, but simply a detour on the road to success. The importance of self-belief also extends to our relationships with others. When we believe in ourselves, we are more likely to form healthy, supportive connections with people who lift us up and encourage us to reach our full potential. Self-belief is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who are confident who they are, who trust their own abilities, and who are unapologetic in their pursuit of their dreams. Believing in yourself sends a message to the world that you are worthy of respect, of love, and of success. It attracts people who believe in you, who want to see you succeed, and who will help you along the way. On the other hand, when we lack self-belief, we are more likely to settle for relationships that don't serve us, to allow others to treat us poorly, or to put up with negativity that holds us back. Self-belief is not something that comes overnight. It is something that is developed over time through consistent effort and practice. It starts with small acts of self-validation, like celebrating your achievements, no matter how small, and recognizing your worth even when others don't. It's about speaking kindly to yourself, acknowledging your strengths, and choosing to focus on what you can do rather than what you can't. The more you practice self-belief, the stronger it becomes and the easier it becomes to face challenges with confidence and resilience. It's about building a positive relationship with yourself where you become your own biggest supporter and advocate. When you truly believe in yourself, you become more resilient in the face of adversity, more determined to keep going when things get tough, and more willing to take risks that lead to greater rewards. Belief in yourself is also essential for creating and maintaining a sense of purpose in your life. When you believe in yourself, you are more likely to set meaningful goals and pursue them with passion and dedication. You understand that you have something valuable to offer the world and that your contribution matters. Self-belief allows you to step into your power and use your talents and abilities to make a difference. It gives you the strength to stay focused on your purpose, even when things don't go as planned or when you encounter setbacks along the way. When you truly believe in yourself, you understand that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, and that the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Ultimately, self-belief is a choice. It's a decision to trust yourself, to believe in your own potential, and to take the necessary steps toward creating the life you want. It is not about being perfect or having all the answers. It is about having the courage to keep going even when things get difficult, and to keep believing in yourself when others may doubt you. Self-belief is the foundation for everything else. It's the catalyst for action, the fuel for perseverance, and the strength to overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. When you believe in yourself, you open the door to limitless possibilities. You understand that your potential is not defined by your circumstances, your past, or the opinions of others. It is defined by what you believe you can achieve. And when you truly believe in yourself, there is no limit to what you can do. There are moments in life when the weight of the world seems to be pressing down on your shoulders, when everything feels difficult, when the path ahead looks unclear, and when giving up seems like the easiest choice. In those moments, it's easy to wonder whether you have the strength to keep going, to keep pushing through when all you want to do is stop and take a break from the fight. Life is not always easy, and there will be times when the road ahead seems too long, too steep, or too overwhelming. But in those moments of doubt, it is essential to remember that the strength to keep going doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within. The real power to keep moving forward lies in your heart, in your mind, and in your spirit. It's about digging deep, finding that inner resilience, and choosing to keep moving even when everything else tells you to quit. There is something powerful within every human being, an untapped well of strength that surfaces when needed most. It's easy to feel strong when everything is going well, when life is smooth and the winds are at your back. But true strength is revealed in adversity, in the moments when life tests you, when it pushes you to the brink, and when you feel like you're at your lowest. That is when you discover the depth of your own strength. It's in those moments when you realize that you have the capacity to endure, to persevere, and to keep going despite the challenges that stand in your way. The strength to keep going is not about being fearless, nor is it about being perfect. It's about being willing to face your fears, to make mistakes, and to keep moving forward anyway. It's about having the courage to face uncertainty and knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. The key to understanding the strength to keep going is realizing that setbacks, challenges, and failures are not signs of weakness, they are part of the process. Every person who has ever achieved anything worth achieving has faced moments of difficulty, times when they wanted to give up, and circumstances that tested their limits. It's easy to look at successful people and assume that their path was easy or that they were somehow destined for greatness. But the truth is, every success story is also a story of struggle, perseverance, and resilience. The strength to keep going comes from the ability to view these challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow stronger, to learn, and to improve. It is through struggle that we discover what we are truly capable of. One of the most important things to remember when you're struggling is that your journey is unique. It's easy to compare yourself to others and feel like you're falling behind, but the truth is, everyone's path is different. We all face challenges in our own way, and we all have our own set of circumstances that influence how we experience life's ups and downs. The strength to keep going comes from understanding that your journey is yours to take, and that no one else can walk it for you. Comparing yourself to others only serves to take away your power and distract you from your own path. When you focus on your own progress, on your own growth, and on your own strength, you begin to realize that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. There will be times when the challenges you face seem insurmountable. There will be times when it feels like the universe is conspiring against you, when every door seems to be closed and every path seems to lead to a dead end. In those moments, it is important to remember that strength doesn't always look like force or power. Sometimes strength looks like patience. Sometimes it looks like getting up every morning and taking small steps forward, even when you don't feel like it. Sometimes strength is about holding on, even when everything in you is telling you to let go. It's about understanding that progress doesn't always happen in big leaps, it happens in small, consistent actions. Every small step you take, every day you get up and choose to keep going adds up. It may not feel like much in the moment, but over time, those small steps will lead to massive progress. It's in those moments of quiet perseverance that true strength is born. The strength to keep going also comes from the people around you. No one succeeds alone. We all need support, encouragement, and guidance from others to help us stay on track. When things get tough, it's important to lean on those who care about you, those who believe in you, and those who are willing to lift you up when you feel like you can't keep going. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Strength is not about doing everything on your own. It's about knowing when to ask for support, when to share your struggles, and when to lean on the people who can help you. Sometimes just knowing that someone else believes in you can give you the strength to keep going. The power of human connection is profound, and when we come together to support one another, we become stronger collectively. Another essential aspect of finding the strength to keep going is taking care of yourself. It's easy to push yourself too hard, to burn out, and to lose sight of what really matters when you're in the middle of a struggle. But the truth is, self-care is crucial to maintaining your strength. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking time to rest, to recharge, and to nourish your body and mind is not a luxury, it's a necessity. When you take care of yourself, you are better equipped to handle the challenges that come your way. Whether it's through exercise, meditation, spending time with loved ones, or simply taking a break to relax, self-care allows you to replenish your energy and face the challenges ahead with renewed vigor. It's important to remember that it's okay to take a step back, to slow down, and to take care of your mental and emotional well-being. In doing so, you are building the strength you need to keep moving forward. When you're in the midst of a struggle, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. It's easy to get caught up in the immediate pain and frustration and to feel like things will never improve. But it's important to remember that struggles are often temporary. The difficulties you face today will not last forever. Time has a way of moving things forward, and often things get better when you least expect it. The strength to keep going comes from trusting that change is possible, that better days are ahead, and that everything you're going through is part of the process of getting where you need to be. Even when it feels like you're stuck, even when it feels like nothing is changing, trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal.